Hi, I'm Cynthia, and today I'm gonna tell you about a job. But this is nothing like to be a doctor or an accountant. This is an uncommon job. I'm gonna tell you what it's like to be and what do you need to be a professional mourner. First of all, professional mourners, as the name implies, are people who are paid to attend a funeral to mourn. You may be wondering, why does this practice exist? Well, throughout history, having a lot of people at your funeral shows society your social status. This means that the more affluent the family was, the larger the funeral was expected to be. And now, there's not a specific path to becoming a professional mourner, but there are a few things that you may want to consider. First, there's no formal education or experience required, but for funeral homes that hire these services, you will likely need to audition. Because of this, having a background in theater or acting helps you fit your role as a mourner. Most people need to know how to cry and demand or evoke the right level of emotion. And depending on the situation, you will need to be comfortable with public speaking. Also, the outfit that you will need to wear at the funeral is pretty common, just a black dress or a black suit, unless the family tells you something different. Also, you must know that there is no clear pay or salary for this type of job because it's not an established industry, and the price ranges between $35 to $500 per hour. And where can we see this type of job? Well, it's actually quite surprising to see that professional mourners exist in different parts of the world. For example, in China, it's an important status symbol to show that a large crowd attended to your funeral. Crying in public is a big challenge, so many families hire people to do so. Another example is India, where only lower caste women are allowed to mourn in public. It's seen as inappropriate for upper caste women to cry in front of common people, and because of this, professional mourners are hired to perform the task. And believe it or not, England has its own history of professional mourners. Again, the more affluent the family was, the larger the funeral was expected to be. But what about our country? Well, this practice is not so common nowadays, but there is knowledge of some professional mourners in the state of Mexico who have been practicing their trade, generating with their activity an income that helps them survive. If you're wondering where the satisfaction is in this job, so am I. Now that's a joke, but seriously, the job may seem strange, but from one point of view, you're also hired to comfort the family and say kind words about the deceased so that everyone has a good image of them. And I think that's a nice thing to do. And if you look at this job from a very different perspective, you will find that becoming a professional mourner is highly compensated in terms of money, and on the other hand, office hours will not apply to you. And because of these reasons, I chose to talk about this job. When I found out that this was a real profession, I was intrigued and I started researching about it. At first glance, I thought that it was something strange and weird to do, but thinking about it, I realized that it doesn't represent something bad because it's harmless, and at the end of the day, you are only fulfilling the wishes of the family. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. And the question remains, will you become a professional mourner?